Last week we had a youth entrepreneurship competition here in Johannesburg, and I invited two of the finalists to the studio to get an understanding of their mindsets as they grow up. Take a look at our conversation. Those, of course, who follow the program know I like numbers because numbers allow me to say controversial things because I'm able to back them up. Well, I want to use numbers here today because I've got two kids with me in the studio, and you'll understand in a short while I'm calling them kids. And they are a combined, about 40 or so years, and I am a combined plus 50. Let's just leave it there. And they are in the studio with me. Let me introduce them. Tato Khatlanya, she's from South Africa, and she is a school bag manufacturer. And Tom Osborne, he is from Kenya, and he has got an eco-fuel venture called Green Shah. Well, I want to understand how you guys think, how you guys approach things, and I want to understand if you're special, and I want to understand if you are wired differently from people like me, because I was never able to do something like that. Okay, let's honor the lady first. Yeah. Tato. Now, yes. Tato, you are here because you were the second prize winner of the Anzisha Prize, yes, which honors African youth entrepreneurs. And you co-founded Repurpose School Bags, which designs school bags made from upcycled plastic shopping bags integrated with solar technology. Yes. First, I want to understand what made you think of that. And then secondly, I want to understand why you are into business when you are supposed to be concentrating on school.
Firstly, I actually graduated in April.
Okay.
And the business that I co-founded with my partner Reyangwane, it actually started off as a school assignment, as an assignment in varsity.
Okay, okay, so you're normal like me.
Yes, I'm normal.
Okay, okay.
You see, right. But also seeing an opportunity, because after the assignment was due, it came back, and I called my friend Rhea and I said, Rhea, there's something here. And together we decided, let's actually turn a great idea into a business and see how viable we can make it.
You said you saw an opportunity. How did you see an opportunity where you had a school assignment?
We saw an opportunity in terms of being able to look at an idea and seeing the need for it to exist in reality and solve and tackle problems that we're facing kids really that are trying to get educated but do not have access to things like light, for instance. Yeah. So not being able to study, so we said, hey, you know, let's take it a step further beyond just an assignment. Let's have it exist in the real world, and that's how the Repurpose
We'll come back and discuss whether it was difficult for you to get off the ground and get recognition. Let's come to Tom. Tom, of course, is joining us all the way from Kenya. You are here, of course, in Johannesburg because you were honored as well. Why were you honored? You were honored because, number one, you're 18. Number two, you founder of Green Shah, a clean energy project that produces charcoal briquettes and distribute clean cook stoves throughout Kenya. Was that because of the environment as well that you thought out these things?
Yeah, so I grew up in rural Kenya. And
which part of rural Kenya?
It's called Migori.
Where is Migori? Give us a sense. From Nairobi, where is it?
From Nairobi, when you go west towards Kisumu, it's
how many kilometers?
South of Kisumu. It's an 8-hour bus ride, so it's like 300
Sounds like a long time on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a rural town, and so my mom used to make me light the charcoal cook stove every lunchtime. And so I didn't like it, I didn't enjoy the experience as a young boy. But then what really inspired me to start Green Shah was a day in high school when I randomly came across the fact that smoke from wood fuels, that is charcoal and firewood, kills more people than AIDS, malaria, and TB combined. Yeah. Sure. So that made me start thinking of my mom because she had spent nearly her entire lifetime in front of it. Yeah. And I felt guilty because she was cooking for me, and at the same time she was taking it.
But the problem is, you know what happens with most young people? If you don't like something, you run away from it.
Yeah.
You did not?
I didn't.
Why?
I think because my thinking was different. I knew that.
Why was it different? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because I'm sure there are millions of other young people like yourself who have to grow up with these things that they don't like, and yet you were somehow able to turn what you didn't like into an opportunity. That's the mindset I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, so many African kids like us, the thing is they grow up in things that they don't like, but then they don't do anything about it because not doing anything is the easiest option. Yeah, it's very easy to follow the system, go to high school, go to university, get a good job. And many people don't want to get past their comfort zone. Yeah. And so for me, I think the reason why I ventured into business straight from high school was because I wanted to be different. I didn't want to conform to the system that the society had put in place. And also I wanted to do something for the society.
I'll come back to you, and because I want to understand why you wanted to be different. Also, I want to understand fully how it works so people can get an understanding. Let's come to you and talk about these interesting school bags that you are manufacturing. I want to understand how you integrated solar into it.
Okay, so...
And how does it work actually?
Okay, so actually the school bag is made from 20 plastic bags. So
20?
Yes.
Okay.
So any kind of plastic bag, we actually take it and upcycle it into a textile and sew it up into a bag. So we've managed to employ a total of 7 people at our workshop in Rustenburg, Kabani. And what we've done is that we've integrated the console solar jar, the solar panel on there. So the idea is that while kids walk to school, it charges, and when they get back home, it can then be used as a light to study. So you then take out the solar panel onto a jar and switch it on for it to turn into a light.
But it's not optimally positioned against the sun, is it, when you're walking?
Not necessarily.
Or is the technology so good, it's able to capture as much of the sun as available?
Exactly, and you do not need actually direct sunlight for it to charge, so it just needs exposure to light. We've also integrated on it.
It sounds like better than solar panels that we've seen springing up all over these houses.
I mean, you never know.
You never know. Absolutely.
But we've also integrated reflective material for the purposes of visibility. As
for
you
kids
can,
who are walking the rural areas where there's no lighting. And
exactly, and as you can imagine, 5 a.m. winter morning in the Eastern Cape, for instance, I mean, it's very dark. So
at the bottom of the continent and the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that we've tried to integrate.
So where are you in terms of the business? How many bags are you producing? Are you selling any of them? Is this a viable business?
So our business is very viable. We're at a point where we started production in January. We've already launched and we are selling. So people can get involved in 2 ways. As corporates, we actually appeal to corporates to sponsor these bags. And what we do is we actually give the kids the school bags for free. And also, I mean, collecting
So you're
plastics.
not making any money out of them yet?
So we are making money. We are a for-profit. We factored that into each school bag price.
Okay. And you have got 7 people employed now. How many do you see yourself employing?
Within the next year, we plan to employ up to 20.
Okay.
So altogether, actually, our team is a team of 10. 3 are management, 7 at the workshop, 6 are women.
Okay. Empowering as well.
Yes.
Okay. You are what's your position there?
I'm actually the branding and marketing, but I call myself the struggling billionaire.
Struggling billionaire.
Yes.
Struggling billionaire to be. Let's come to you, Tom, and talk about your project. Just explain again how it works.
Okay, so we make eco-friendly charcoal briquettes from agricultural wastes. So we collect sugarcane remains from a nearby sugar factory. Sometimes we even collect maize remains from the local farmers, and so we bring them to our facility.
Speak up a little, because I'm sure I want them to make sure that they hear every word you're saying.
Okay, so we take agricultural wastes, so that means sugarcane waste, coffee waste, maize waste, any form of agricultural waste. So we collect this and take it to a production facility, and here it goes a chemical process called pyrolysis. So we have like kilns where we combust them incompletely, and then the fine particles that come out of the combustion process, we bind them with a special paste made from cassava peelings. So we recycle the cassava peelings and bind it using a machine called an extruder into cylindrical charcoal briquettes. So this entire process takes between 7 days to 10 days.
Okay.
And after that, the charcoal briquettes, according to tests which have been done by 2 independent bodies, they have
in Kenya?
Yeah, in Kenya. Yeah. They have up to 90% less smoke emission and 60% high energy than the normal charcoal that people use.
And Mom is very happy.
Yeah, she's very happy with me.
So where are you in terms of developing this into a viable business?
Yeah, so currently you're producing 150 kilograms of this every day, and you're selling out everything that you produce.
Wow.
And so from June, you've been going now to the next level. You're now building a bigger factory, and you have got support from organizations like Echoing Green, Rockefeller Foundation, and now the African Leadership Academy and MasterCard Foundation. And by the beginning of November, we are going to launch a new production facility that will be producing 3,000 kilograms per day.
Are you still going to school?
Actually, I'm supposed to be in law school right now, but as you can see, I'm in Johannesburg.
We need to get you back to school. And what's the plan going forward?
I'm not in school.
Are you a struggling billionaire as well?
Yeah. I was supposed to go to law school, but I didn't report.
Yeah, yeah. I want you guys to give, if you can, messages to other young people, because, as I said, when we are growing up, when you have these issues, normally the traditional response would be to run away and make sure that mom can't find you as much as possible inside that hut or a place where she cooks. Yeah. And yet you guys have decided to take this a different way. Let's start with you and then we come to you. Okay,
cool. So
what's your philosophy?
My philosophy is to dare to be different, because there's a lot of young people across Africa who are trying to do something, but most of them don't do anything because they don't want to be different. They don't want to do something that society thinks is different. Yeah. And we also there's a lot of energy from young people in Africa. Many people try to start small shops, small ventures, but they never scale it up. They never dare to grow past their comfort zone.
You're 18 and you want to be different. Tato?
Yeah.
For me, I would say, young people need to stop knocking on doors and build their own. What that means is actually going ahead and not wanting to do the status quo and getting internships, but rather daring to look at the problems around you and finding solutions to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Those solutions could lead to a
and I'm 21 years old.
Not struggling billionaire, but
thrive.
An actual billionaire and thrive, indeed. I had two young people in the studio with me. Tato Khatlanye, she's from South Africa. She makes school bags, special school bags. And Tom Osborne from Kenya, he has produced what they are calling an eco-fuel venture called Green